Who's your emergency contact? Who should we notify in case of death? Welcome to the USP, where I spent the last 2+ decades of my life. You know, I'm currently in the shoe, waiting to get back out on the compound. You know, the third week, like I said, I was asking the SIS, like, what's up, man? Everybody else that come out back here in the shoe, when the cellie cop out to a knife, they kick the other cellie out. I've been back here 3 weeks. You know, I was telling him, what's up? I gotta be special or something? He kind of got in his feelings, but he knows what I'm talking about. You know, they look out for people that work with them. For me, when I go to the shoe, I get laid down because I don't make any statements. I don't cooperate. I got a 26-year sentence. So regardless if I'm in the shoe or on the compound, my time still counts. And I don't really mind the shoe time. You know, when I lay down, when I'm in there, I read, I write, I study on subjects that I'm interested in. You know what I mean? I don't like being in a cell, stuck in there all day long or whatever, but I've been doing this for a long time, so I'm accustomed to it. I had to. If I didn't get accustomed to it, hell, it'd be a long-ass fucking 2 decades, you know, because I'm always in the shoe. But on the day that I said that, when they came through, the next day, I got kicked out. So I was back there for about 3 weeks. So when I came back out, you know, football season's in full swing. And the way I count my time is, once football season starts around September, the year is pretty much over, because, you know, during football season, especially in the penitentiary, everybody's busy. Most of the people, because, you know, there's a bunch of dudes in there, a bunch of guys that like sports. Not all of them like sports, but a lot of us like sports. And football is really like the ultimate guy sport. It's a bunch of bodies clashing, people getting punished, you know, and spectacular plays. So during football season, we keep ourselves entertained, and it goes by fast, because usually somehow, some way, I always try to find a way to be a bookie, you know, book tickets and all that stuff. But to be completely honest, like, whatever money I save up during the summer and put up to run the ticket for the winter, I've never completed a whole season. Like, I make money throughout the season, but I'm spending it as I go. And then comes a point in, like, one of the weeks, it's like a 3-week window back to back where all the favorite covers. When all the favorite covers, or the majority of the favorite covers, the whole yard hits. And it's a lot of money going out of the bank, you know. But, you know, for me, it's just, I dip and dab in every venture just to get through the season, get through the day, get through the year. And for the most part, I've been able to take care of myself and hustle while I was locked up for like 2 decades, you know. But coming on the compound in Florence, you know, the natives, we have an alliance with the natives. So in Florence, I'm more privy to their politics and everything that's going on with them. Because I got real close with the native bros in my block. So anything that transpired, you know, they're informing me and letting me know. And at times, even asking me for advice, just because I've been around a long time and I know I've been in almost every situation imaginable. But, you know, for me, I don't like to get into their politics because, you know, there's 2 groups, 2 native groups, whatever. You got the gang members and you got the circle, the ones that are considered independent. You know, if they're beefing amongst each other, politicking, and one side or the other come and ask me for advice or guidance, and I in turn give it to them, well, if the opposition don't like it, that could be an issue for me. So when I give somebody advice, or suggest something, I only do it when I know I'm willing to accept the consequences that comes with it. So if I engage with you in a conversation about something, then for me, I'm all in. Because if I don't want to involve myself, then I keep my mouth shut. And for the most part, through my bid, I practice that. I practice keeping my 2 cents to myself. Because anytime you open your mouth about any subject, no matter who you say it to, it could be your best bud, your road dog, the guy that you trust with your life. Once it leaves your mouth, it's out in the air. And it's only a matter of time if something you said is offensive or disrespectful, gonna reach the person that you're talking to. So when I open my mouth, like if I call somebody a bitch or a buster or tell one of my buddies that dude's a rat, if it ever comes back on me, I'm gonna stand on it. I'm gonna tell him, yeah, you's a bitch, you's a buster, you's a rat, whatever it is. But to save myself a lot of headache, I keep my 2 cents to myself unless it really matters to me. You know, so they got a lot of stuff going on with the native bros. And a lot of it, you know, sometimes we're all guilty. I tell you, the natives push the line. You know, any chance, any opportunity to get to bust each other's head over some, you know, deviation of their rules and politics, they're jumping on it. But at the same time, they're not above, you know, hiding each other out too. Because some of them come and they're related. And they might like, oh, that's my cousin or my brother. It might act like they check their paperwork and keep it on the DL. Like nothing that happens, I don't care what car you're involved in, what race you run with. None of them are above scrutiny. None of them are 100% abiding by whatever. You know, like a lot of us, a lot of them, if somebody came on the yard and told on them, they feel some type of way about it. But if somebody go on the yard and he's a rat, but told on somebody else that they didn't know, they might not be so adamant about pushing the line. For me, it's all one and the same. Whether you told on me or told on somebody else, you's a bitch. And I don't want you around me. So, you know, if I have any saying into it, so the only time really I have any saying in it, if it has to do with the Asian Islanders. And if those issues come up, for me, there's only one way to deal with it. Smash the dude off. If you ain't gonna kill him, crack his head, bust his head, something, you know? So, on this particular incident, there was a bro, I think they call him TC. Little native dude, about my size, quiet. You know, he just does his little thing. He works in the kitchen or whatever. And we are, you know, like the yards are always split, so we hardly see each other. But when you have sports, on this particular day is softball. When you have softball, you can have your team made from dudes from different units. So if this unit, like say CB and CA has yard one. Yard one is where we play softball. So if they have yard one, but they're playing a team that has other players from other unit, they'll call them and let them come into the yard and play softball. So on this particular day, C Block's got yard one, but I got a softball game. You know, it's our first game. We're playing the GDs. We're betting money, all that. So we go out there, you know, we're warming up, playing. But I've already heard the rumor that TC's got a life sentence. I don't know if it's one life sentence or multiple life sentences, but he's got a life sentence. And the rumor was they let his cousin on the yard that had told on him that got him a life sentence. So, you know, for me, I just don't understand how they slip up like that. Because when you come through, SIS is reviewing all your cases. Anybody you testified on, anybody you told on, they know not to put you in any facility with any of those dudes that you fucked over. But again, sometimes they make mistakes, or sometimes they're just setting up the rat because, well, you already told them everything they need to know, so they have no more use for him, so they feed him to the wolves. You know. So we're out at rec. I'm warming up for my softball. You know, I think we got into like the second inning when the deuces go off. But it wasn't like when they hit the deuces and all the guards were running towards the scene, because I think nobody saw what happened. Nobody saw what happened, but there's a guy walking around the track holding his stomach, leaking. You know, he's walking around the track like the dude, I guess he didn't know what to do. I don't know. You know, the victim, he got stabbed up and he's walking around the track and I guess he fell out or something. Because I don't know. I'm on the softball field. But I see all the guards, they're walking through and they're walking around the yard looking for somebody or whatever. So they come out, they tell us to put up the bats in the bar, the bats in the ball and the gloves and stuff. So they canceled the game. And they got us all up on the bleachers. So when I come up there, I said, man, what the fuck happened? He went, oh, TC got him. I guess why everybody, because you got a soccer field / football field. It's all dirt. And on that field, we have we made like a makeshift softball field. And you got a track that goes around it. And on the side of the track, it's bleachers, but it's like concrete that they cemented up. So it's just like bleachers at my old high school. So when we have softball games and stuff or football games, people come out there, sit out it and watch the game. And so nobody knows what's going on. And all they knew was that all the CEOs came and was looking for people, was pulling some people off, doing like the body check on them or whatever. So when I come up onto the bleachers to sit down, I'm like, you know, I know the rumor that they let somebody out on the compound. They had told on one of the bros, on one of the native bros over here. And I already knew that the bro was trying to get him. But, you know, me, I'm not trying to see it. I go about my business, or I remove myself from the environment, because at the end of the day, I don't want to be on the suspect list. Because when shit goes down and somebody's telling, whoever's getting told on is going to be like, oh, I told this to this dude, or I seen this dude, or this dude was here. Well, to keep it simple, I eliminate myself from the environment and the scene all the way. So I guess what had happened was, I guess dude didn't know his cousin was over there, the dude he told on. The bros in his block talked him to coming out to go hang out and watch the softball game. And I guess he sat down on the bleachers. While he sat down, all the bros that had asked him to come out got up and went and walked the track. Well, I guess TC came from behind and just started booking him. You know, but he wasn't making a scene. It wasn't loud. Hit him about 5, 6, 7 times and walked away. Now, I don't even understand that part. This dude gave you a life sentence. He testified against you. You have a life sentence. You're never going home. And I know every day before you go to sleep, you're dreaming about running into these motherfuckers, and then you're going through all these different scenarios, what you're going to do to this dude, to these dudes when you see him. Well, this dude had an opportunity. I mean, he went to work. He hit the dude a few times, but he was trying to get away with it. You know, so he hit the dude a few times and ducked. But for me, you have a life sentence. He's already in there for murder already. You have a life sentence. You have an opportunity. You caught this dude slipping. You're not going to get away with it when you do it on the yard because they have these things called cameras that they're going to run back and find the incident and spot who's involved, then come and lock them up. You can't get away. So you got this dude right here delivered to you. So, yeah, he put in his work, but for me, it's just like, damn, why didn't you just finish it? Fuck this dude. You know, I don't have no love for rats. So, and it's not like dude's gonna get any more time. He already got a life sentence. But like I said, he hit him. He got away with it. Didn't get caught at the scene. But of course, they ran the cameras back and locked his ass up. You know, a lot of us say what we would do if we had certain opportunities to do certain things to get some get back. But at the end of the day, not all of us is willing to follow through with it when the time comes. It's not easy to steel yourself and do these things. But the environment that we live in, we don't really have any choice but to be the way that we are, because the rules that we put in place helps ensure our safety. Welcome to the USP.